When a team of paranormal investigators first enter a building, they'll use a number of tactics in order to elicit a reaction. It's not unusual seeing modern technological devices mixed in with more traditional approaches, the most important of which is the seance. To some, this is the best way to communicate with spirits from the other side, as our team explains.
There's different kinds of seances. Seances have been around since the Fox sisters brought them over from the States, so we're going sort of pre-Victorian times. But originally it was like a parlour game. It would be people sat around a table and they'd either hold hands or put their hands on the table and then there'd be a medium that would start to bring people through. But again, turned out so many of these people were frauds. But there's different ways of doing a seance. You can do it with the hands on the table, holding hands. I've been very fortunate to see some really impressive experiences from a seance. One place in particular, I can't even tell you because I had to sign a non-disclosure, but this place was amazing. Marble top table, cast iron legs. It would take two of you to lift this table on carpet, and these tables would dance. They would just tip and slide like there was no weight to it. And I was very fortunate to spend a month on site to investigate this particular building. And it was New Year's morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and there was myself and two ladies left, and one of the ladies had said she'd never sit at a table, never do a seance. But she said, let's try it, let's give it a go. So I was fine. So I had one here, one in front of me, and I was sat here, and I'd just sat down, and this table pinned me to my chair. It moved on its own. The woman that sat across from me, the one that had never done it, she's gone. She's ah! The one here, she's like, what's going on? And I can't breathe. It's pushing into me, but there's nothing. I can't feel, cast iron legs, marble top table, and this thing's pinning me. Absolutely amazing. Of course, no cameras, so I can't show you to prove it, But this particular place was amazing.
There's usually a group of people that are all like-minded because it doesn't work. If there's somebody there that really doesn't want to be there, it will not work. You all have to be of the same belief in spirit. You just sit with your hands on. They used to say, link little fingers, and you can just sit with your hands on the table. There's usually a medium as like a control. She runs it and how it goes. And then you just ask for anybody to come through. There can be table tipping. Things can appear from nowhere. There can be voices. There can be like layovers when spirit sort of lays over somebody's face. So I'd be looking at you and it'd be my great aunt or something that had overlaid. It can be anything like that happens. But yeah, it's pretty cool to go to a seance, but you've got to really kind of believe in it. And I'm not saying that it only works because you believe in it, but if somebody's there that genuinely don't want to be there, it's the same as Ouija boards. Either nothing will happen, or with a Ouija board the glass will fly off and smash.
I've seen, again, people that claim to be mediums that have sat at tables and done things, and I've caught them lifting tables, I've caught them kicking legs, making noises and all the rest of it. And I hate it, absolutely hate it, because you belittle the field by cheating. If it's there and it happens, great. If it doesn't, don't make it up. And especially if you've got people there that don't know any better, because you're fooling them, and the only idiot that's going to be there at the end of the night is you when you're exposed.
Is there a spirit with us in this room now? Move the table for yes. I've got Mr. Dave Courtney here for you. Yeah. Do you want to bang him up? Shit. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's moving quite.
Oh, my cheeks.
Blythe, come on, you can do better than... Come on, Blythe. Walk the table for me. You don't want me in here, but you want Dave in here, don't you? You want to bang him up for the night, don't you?
Oh, fucking hell.
You can do better than that. Come on, gather the energies. Use our energies. We're not frightened of you. Start the table walking.
Fucking hell. Sorry.
Hey, you're going without you, Dave.
Oh, blimey, Jesus.
No, what? Come on, Blythe. Come on. Come on.
I don't want to touch you.
Come on,
Sorry.
come on, come on, come on.
Sorry,
Don't worry, because honestly, there's nothing to Blythe. I know what you're trying to do.
I'll do 1 minute.
You're trying to get me out, aren't you, mate? Mr. Simpson, you can do better than that. I've seen this walk upstairs. You could do it tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, he's trying to get rid of me again. Is that what you want me to do? And if you do, you'll have to walk me out the cell. Oh, this is, I tell you, this ceases. Oh, jeez! Right. Come on, Blythe. More. Come on, you've got a criminal here tonight. What can you do? Hey, lock him away for the night. Oh, Jesus!
Oh, stop that now. Turn it on. I can't fucking do that. Sorry, mate.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm cool. I just fucking don't want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, this, did we have cameras?
It's horrible. It's fucking horrible.
That was quite strange. Now, you see, the thing is, I love your machine. I absolutely adore it. I mean, it adds so much to the fact that there's another energy, an anomalous energy, not a human being anymore.
Well, that's the beauty of this. It'll corroborate
I'll
what
get over
else
this.
there is.
And I mean, I've done this lots of times.
Yeah.
People know me. I'm Mr. Credible. I don't move tables.
No. Well, I.
And you haven't
I
done it.
started touching it.
And Dave's gone.
Yeah,
Dave's tell you what, I wouldn't stay in here.
Well, if I show him what to do with this, he can sit in here with it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, Dave.
I'm not being rude. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm not frightened. I'm just.
No, I know.
I don't want to do a table.
It's quite unusual, isn't it? Quite
Well, yeah,
unbelievable.
Quite unusual. Well, yeah, it's quite.
Exciting, actually, as well.
I think it's time to carry out your sentence, I'm afraid, Mr. Courtney.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but the table don't have to stand in, does it?
There is the typical seance that you see on the TV with the velvet drapes and you all sat in a dark room, that kind of thing. But a seance can be me and you sitting here together, exchanging energy. So it's as we get back to energy again, I don't mean to bore you, but I think it's that. I think we can have a seance anywhere we like. We could sit on the moor and have a seance. It's a meeting of people and their energy. And if you can build that energy, I believe that that's when spirits start to come through. I think each and every person on this earth has the ability to be a medium. It's just stronger in some than it is in others, that's all. And we are taught by society to explain it away. And a seance is the opposite of that. We are sitting people down and saying to them, it is okay to experience something here.
Well, there are two things that people always want to ask me. Well, one of them is how I ever came to write the Sherlock Holmes stories. And the other is about how I came to have psychic experiences and to take so much interest in that question.
In the late 19th and well into the 20th century, spiritualism as a movement grew in popularity, buoyed by celebrity endorsements and new developments in stagecraft techniques. Celebrated author and creator of the Sherlock Holmes books, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, was perhaps the most high-profile champion of spiritualism, popularising it for the masses. His assertion that mediums and psychics were genuine, alongside claims the Loch Ness Monster and the cardboard Cottingley fairies were definitely real, brought a new level of legitimacy to pseudoscience, attracting not just seekers of the truth, but slaves to corruption as fraudsters spotted a new golden opportunity. And then Harry Houdini turned up.
Harry Houdini was an illusionist, so he recognised in some of those fake mediums that he could replicate what they were doing, and I would be exactly the same. I would want to out them as well. He's a man who wants answers. He's a methodical man, and every human being wants to know where we go when we die. And I think he had two reasons for outing the fakes. He wanted to find a real medium that could give him real information on what was going to happen to him when he died, you know? But I also think when you're in a business like I am, you see so many frauds and so many hoaxes that sometimes you feel like you have to say, no, I can replicate this, I could do this with a little bit of trickery. But what you're left with is that tiny core that you can't explain away. So I'm a little bit like Harry. I would want to debunk and debunk and debunk. And when I can't debunk it anymore, I know I have an anomaly on my hands.
I think Harry Houdini had a certain amount of honour about him because he didn't like fakes. He was a showman, and when he first started looking at mediums and psychics, he thought there was something in it, but he soon found that there was a lot of trickery, a lot of fakery, and he didn't like that. It's one thing to give comfort to somebody. We all need that when we lose somebody. But for an individual to cash in on that grief and try to feed you what you need to hear, but at the same time fleecing you, there's no honour to that, and that really winds me up. So Harry Houdini didn't like that. I certainly don't like that. In all the time I've been doing this, I can probably count on one hand how many good mediums I've met and how many I've encountered that have got no scruples, no morals. They're quite happy to feed back to you because they learn to cold read, they listen to things and then they'll feed it back to you.
Well, I know Harry Houdini is. He was obviously a well-known escape artist and that. And he had a thing about mediums, didn't he? Like trying to discredit them and, you know, disprove that what they could actually do.
I think he wanted to believe. My theory is that he wanted to believe and he wanted to root out any fake mediums by calling them out. And so, yeah, I think he was a believer, and that's what he was trying to do, was trying to root out the fake mediums.
I do believe there are really good mediums out there that do a proper job and a proper service and work with love and light. And I also think there's a lot of fakes, some really bad fakes that take your money and tell you exactly what you want to hear, read your body language, do a cardboard cutout of your Auntie Mary who used to cook cakes and used to sit in the kitchen with it. That's not medium shit to me. And I believe he did the right thing. And it still never stopped, even today. There's so many frauds out there.
I think everyone's got the ability to communicate with the afterlife or spirit or whatever, however you want to call it. It's basically like, if you imagine tuning a radio in. Between stations, you get all that. You move it, tweak it slightly, you get that frequency, don't you? You start to hear music. I think that's the same thing in your brain. I think you can tap into a frequency and basically you're on the same frequency as this energy, if you like, because it is an energy, this frequency, that I think certain people leave when they leave this earth.
There was one individual that was exposed on TV. I had the great misfortune of dealing with him as well, and he was one of the worst I've ever seen. You know, there was no morals there whatsoever, even to the point where he supposedly went to read somebody in their own home, and he said, "Oh, I've never met you before, don't know who you are," and all the rest of it. Turns out it's his sister's neighbour. You know, so this man had no scruples, and there's so many out there.
So he looks at a person, he reads the body language, he looks at responses for them, and he tells them exactly what he thinks they want to hear. And he has got a script in his head that pretty much fits 99% of people. And he will tell you information. Oh, you're not feeling too good today. You're up, you're down, you're happy, you're sad. Some days you want to go to the gym, some days you don't. And it's like this voice has come in and given them all this information. Everybody's like that. Everyone's like that. And so he's picking up on that type of psychology. So that is where I think Houdini did the right thing. Expose them, definitely.
It's all about their attention. They get the attention. I can speak to the dead. As one person said to me once, I can speak to the dead, you can't. Neither can you. You know, you're a liar, you're a fraud, don't have any time for you.
There is people definitely out there. No, a lot of these mediums, to be fair, I've worked with quite a few. Some of them I think are shamans. I think they can read a person. But there's some that I've spoken to and they've brought up relatives of mine and they've been absolutely spot on, and there's no way they could have got that information. And to say it's a fluke, them coming out with these names, no, I don't think it is. I guarantee you definitely there's some that are in tune with spirit.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to join the debate, feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time, I'm Roy Bassnett, and this has been our Unexplained World.